forward, number 9, Marius Lomas. The head coach for North Carolina FC is Mr. Dave Sarakin. And tonight, starting for your New York Red Bulls 2, the goalkeeper, number 24, Evan Laurel. Defender, number 37, Alan Giannis. Defender, number 55, Preston Gilwine. Defender, number 35, Jordan Scarlett. Defender, number 22, Edgardo Reno. Midfielder, number 80, Chris Lema. Midfielder, number 8, Sean Christoph Kofi. Midfielder, number 50, Jared Stroud. At forward, number 11, Marcus Epps. Forward, number 25, Matthias Jorgensen. And at forward, number 17, Ben Vine. Ladies and gentlemen, the head coach of the New York Red Bulls 2 is Mr. John Wolonek.
The sun starting to set on a beautiful Memorial Day weekend in New Jersey, MSU Soccer Park, the site for USL Championship action here on ESPN+. David Goss and Mike Grella joining you for this one. What's going to be a fantastic matchup, just the third ever matchup between these two teams for New York Red Bulls 2. The home side coming off an away 2-0 loss at Tampa that dropped them out of first place in the Eastern Conference. North Carolina FC coming off a 0-0 draw. But Mike, you spoke with John Wolonek before this game for New York Red Bulls 2, trying to rebound from just their second loss of the year.
Yeah, they've done great so far, and if they win this game, they go back to the top of the table. So they're just trying to rebound. They're great at home, so we're in for a good one, I think.
These two teams, late goals the last two times they've met for a tie and a win. Marius Lomas, 6 goals in 10 games. Grella,
yeah,
he's one of the guys you're looking out for.
Big, powerful center forward, classic old school center forward. Big guy, can hold the ball up, and he's going to give them a hard time today in the back line for the Red Bulls.
The young Dutchman replacing Daniel Rios. He's been dangerous all year. And for that New York Red Bulls 2 back line that he's going to face off against, Jordan Scarlett, bringing a little bit of experience and getting his first call in. He is part of the Jamaican Gold Cup preliminary roster.
Yeah, so well deserved. I actually trained with Jordan a few times, and I was always very impressed with his physical ability and his understanding of the game. Very, very good player.
Can Jordan Scarlett use that new compliment from the Jamaican Federation to help him take his game to the next level? He'll have a lot of pressure on him trying to manage what is a young backline that hasn't played much together, as he will partner Preston Kilwine at center back in front of Evan Lauro for this one. It should be a good one. Two teams that want to come out, play some good soccer. We've got it all coming for you here on ESPN+.
With MSG Go, the game goes where you go. So you can watch live Red Bulls games anywhere you want. It's free and easy because if you get MSG, you get MSG Go. Watch your favorite team wherever you are with MSG Go, presented by Lexus. Download it for free where you get your apps.
Lema gets it back. He will take a strike.
Played in. Lauro gets a hand to it.
Denied by Lauro from point blank.
He's standing on his head right now.
Marcus Epps finds some space.
Barlow putting it in, back of the net. No slowing down, number 74. New York puts the exclamation point on this one tonight.
Military Appreciation Night here at MSU Soccer Park. New York Red Bulls 2 wearing special jerseys that will be auctioned off after the game. And let's take a look at the starting lineup of who will be wearing those jerseys for North Carolina FC on the road. A rotating starting lineup for Coach Dave Sarakin. Comcia and Brotherton will partner at center back. Lomas, we already discussed. And Tommy McCabe in central midfield. New Jersey native, was part of the U.S. residency program throughout his childhood, on loan for the year from FC Cincinnati. And on the flip side, for New York, Preston Kilwine will start his second consecutive game alongside Jordan Scarlett. And up top, the front three, Marcus Epps, the young Ben Mines, and Matthias Jorgensen, the designated signing at center forward. Coach Wolinek's side, he talked a little about what Jorgensen needs to bring.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been difficult for him settling in, but it always is. It's always it's more than just soccer in the beginning when you first come in, and it'll be exciting to see how he does tonight.
And across from John Wolinek, Dave Sarakin, a name we've known for quite a while.
Hey, Dave Sarakin's been a name in this game, in this country, for a very long time. He's, some would say, a legend of the game.
Sylvia Petrescu, a legend as well, will be our head official for this one. As assistant referees Jeffrey Skinker and Tom Feliz, Brian DiPaolo, our fourth official for this one. New York Red Bulls, too, in their all-red kits, their red shorts, going left to right on your monitors. And North Carolina FC in their all-whites with their white shorts. They get us kicked off as they are going right to left on your monitors for this one. The first matchup between these two teams of the 2019 season. New York Red Bulls 2 went 1-0-1 against North Carolina last year. It was this man, Iwalo, with a 90th minute equalizer in their first matchup to get the draw. Tom Barlow, a 78th minute winner. In the second matchup, both games, New York Red Bulls 2 players received a red card. So they were very eventful games, to say the least, all of last year. And those two teams went head-to-head. Mike, you talked about it a little bit off the top before this Red Bull 2 team. 8 games into the season, they'd only lost once. You get that second loss against Tampa, who now sits in first place for a young team. Do you come out of that game, and is there finger pointing? How do you discuss it in the locker room?
Yeah, I think for them, it's such a great night to play soccer and a great little atmosphere that they have. I know they're missing a lot of players, and I know they're coming off a loss, but there's a lot of quality here. I've been really familiarizing myself with the players, and they're really some really fantastic, talented players here. So I'm excited to watch them play tonight, and I'm sure they're going to be fine, and they're going to do great.
Sun setting 72 degrees right now in Montclair, New Jersey, to start Memorial Day weekend. We appreciate all of you out there on ESPN Plus for joining us. And of course, if you're in the New Jersey area, come on out right now. They are selling New York Red Bull 2 gear. Only place you can get it here at the games, as well as potential to get one of these auctioned off jerseys in the area. Come on down. It's Edgardo Rito flying forward now. A young Venezuelan, his first year with New York Red Bulls. Into the feet of Mines.
For me, better start from Kofi in the middle of the field. He looks like he's more alert. He makes a really sharp turn there. Good ball on the other side, switches the field. So good start from him.
Chris Lemma, the team leader in minutes right now. Cross comes in from Rito. It's knocked away before Jorgensen can get a touch. And Fortune now able to play out of pressure. Almost all the way back for Brotherton. And it's safely put out by Tambakis.
Little miscommunication there from the goalkeeper and the center back.
This is a very young team for North Carolina FC. Average age of 23. A number of players who have come through the North Carolina FC Academy, both in the starting lineup and on the bench. That one goes out of play. So two teams that are built on youth facing off against each other. North Carolina changing their name over from the Carolina Railhawks, which was one of the big names in U.S. soccer lower division landscape. The Railhawks 3 straight years knocked off the LA Galaxy in the U.S. Open Cup. Dave Sarachan was an assistant coach for those Galaxy teams, or associate head coach at times. So a name he was very familiar with.
Yeah, I actually played in the Railhawks for a little while, and they played a really good brand of football and had some really good fields down there and some good coaches, and it was always difficult team to play against for sure.
And the triangle area down in North Carolina, one of the best for soccer talent in the U.S. Manny Perez on the bench today, on loan from Celtic. North Carolina FC Academy player who spent a year at NC State and now making his first pro year with his hometown team after signing with the Scottish champions. DJ Taylor here, one of the other North Carolina FC Academy players. He's been in the academy since he was 6 years old. And now gets a chance to play pro soccer with this group. Spies to the feet of Fortune. Back in for Spies, clips it over the top. A roll wide for Iwalo. Now Taylor coming forward, back out for Iwalo. Low cross put in and knocked away by Kilwine.
Yeah, so important, the center forward hold-up play there from Lomas. It seems like it's a simple thing to do, but it's not, and he's big and he's powerful, and he sits in there and he holds the ball up, switches the field for him, and you can never it's just so undervalued, the hold-up play of big center forwards. I'm a big fan of him.
They do all the heavy lifting for you to come in and pick up that layoff.
Yeah, I'd always play as a number 10 behind those big strikers, so for me it was perfect. I loved playing with them, and I just think they're so effective, especially in today's game.
The number 10 here, Spies, puts that cross in. McCabe trying to float that one in. Can't find a teammate, and it rolls out. You can already see, though, the opening minutes here. Ben Spies finding space between the lines, looking to create for his team. And a replay of that one. Easily handled for New York Red Bulls 2. New York Red Bulls 2 dropping down to third place in the Eastern Conference, but with 2 games in hand on second place Nashville and 1 on Tampa. They'd move back to first with a victory here today. Still early on in the season, but starting to see a divide around the playoff line in the Eastern Conference. A group of 8 or 9 teams above, sitting on 16 points and more, and then a group of 5 or 6 teams right below, sitting on 11 points. We'll see how that plays out over the next few weeks. Lemma floats this one in. The foul will go against the home side. Silvio Petrescu, one of the most experienced referees in the country, blows the whistle there.
It's been a fast, physical, sort of a sloppy start. So what you expect in the beginning of games. And you've heard the whistle a lot, which always chops the game up and doesn't make it fun to play in or watch. But hopefully it'll settle down in the next few.
Jorgensen lays it off. Floating in now. Epps in a wide open position. It's saved by Tambakis and then knocked wide. First look really of the game for these two teams. Jorgensen, another layoff here for Stroud. Stroud with defenders draped all over him, trying to beat 2, and has it knocked away. And quickly taken here by North Carolina. Great tempo to this game early on. Ole Miss back for Spies. Marcus Epps back defending. Maybe, Mike, he was surprised by how open he was on that opportunity in the middle of the box.
Yeah, I think so. I was surprised by it. But he in those moments, some of the best strikers in the world, I think everything slows down for them, and they just sort of know where they are. They know where the goalkeeper is. They know where the goal is, and they make it look really, really easy. But it's not as easy as they make it look, some of them. You know, Bradley Wright Phillips there, everything slows down for him. He picks his corner, and it's for sure a goal. But it's not as easy as it looks.
Epps in his first year with the New York Red Bulls. He's got a goal and 3 assists here with New York Red Bulls 2. This now his 9th start of the season. New York Red Bulls 2. Not the strongest start, but they had a golden opportunity to try and take an early lead there. Knocked down there by Brotherton. Epps looking to switch the field for Mines. Mines chasing onto that one and just can't track it down.
Yeah, if Mines could just anticipate that a little better. It was a really difficult angle, difficult ball. It ended up working out. If Mines anticipates that, he's in on goal.
Replay of the opportunity here for Epps. It was Lemma.
Really good run. Really good bit of play, but he's got a little more time than he thinks, and if he's just a little bit more composed, that's in the back of the net.
And a big part of this system, Grella, as you know, is those wingers, 8s, whatever you call the 2 players on the side, coming in and getting goals.
Yeah, when I go to sleep at night, I still hear Jesse Marsh telling me to get in behind the back line. So that's a big part of what they do. It's the outside, the wingers there and those, or the false 10s have to run in behind, and that was a really excellent run. It's really difficult to mark if you time that right.
John Wolyniec calls them the 8s, and I can't disagree with anything he says because he's been to 3 straight Eastern Conference Finals.
That's
and also
right.
knows a lot more about soccer than me.
I don't know. Yeah, well, he's been doing a great job.
But there's no way, no offense, that you are an 8. So I'm not calling it an 8. Chance coming here. Lomas charging in on goal. Loro tries to take him wide and eventually gets a touch to it. And it goes out off Lomas in the end.
Really good break for the Red Bulls there. And it's, at first I thought Eben mistimed that, but he made up for it and made a pretty big save there.
Mines now flying forward the other way. And the slide tackle from Brotherton puts it out for a corner kick.
Yeah, the game's opened up a bit, both teams going after each other.
This is what we expected from these two teams. Dave Sarakin, not a guy who has ever really sat back and played too defensive, and we know for New York, they like to open up the game and press high to try and create opportunities. Lemma goes short. Stroud quickly for Rito. Rito beats the first defender in the box, and his shot is blocked.
I would guess the end-to-end game would suit Red Bulls too, for sure. End-to-end, fast, sort of a hectic game. I think that certainly serves Red Bull too.
And one of the factors to think about here is for New York Red Bulls too, they're not eligible for the U.S. Open Cup. For North Carolina FC, they had to play midweek a week and a half ago, a 4-1 win against Richmond. They've got another game coming up on Wednesday, their third round matchup against one of the two amateur teams remaining in the tournament, the Florida Soccer Soldiers. That's a home game for North Carolina FC. So if you're in the Raleigh area, make sure to come out for that one. Mike, can you think of a better soccer team name than the Florida Soccer Soldiers?
The Florida Soccer Soldiers. No, I couldn't think of one.
They
That's
shocked.
perfect.
They shocked the Charlotte Independents in the second round as an amateur side beating a USL Championship team. And they'll try and do it again on Wednesday against this North Carolina FC side. You can catch all those games on ESPN Plus, every U.S. Open Cup game available to watch for the first time ever. Lomas wide for Spies. Spies cuts it back across the box, an opportunity. Laurel makes the save. And you see the frustration there from Stephen Miller. He thought he had an easy goal. And Laurel gets down quickly to his left foot, and now a second opportunity coming. And Taylor's cross slid away by Scarlett for a corner kick.
Yeah, some last-ditch defending going on here and getting a little bit lucky. North Carolina puts together a really good play off of a counterattack, which is Red Bull 2 weakness. And Evan makes a really good save there.
Corner kick coming here. North Carolina's been really accurate with their passing in the counterattack, finding the feet of their teammates as Spies clips this one in. It falls in the box, a chance coming, and the opening goal. Just moments after Laurel, it's an outstanding save to keep North Carolina off the board. Sam Brotherton puts away the corner kick for the early 1-0 lead.
Yeah, it's just a strange one. The ball comes into the middle of the box. No one really wins the first ball. The second ball kind of just pops down. There's no chance for Evan to do anything there. It comes through the bodies. But sloppy defending for me, and not really a great defensive moment for them.
And
Good, fantastic finish.
Well, you always hear from coaches, don't let it bounce in the box, don't let it fall in the box. And Sam Brotherton, with as much time as he like to finish that one off, his second goal of the season for the New Zealand center back. The Kiwi playing college soccer at the University of Wisconsin before heading over to England to play with Sunderland and now with North Carolina. You know, that classic New Zealand, Wisconsin, Sunderland, North Carolina pathway that we all take.
Yeah, that's a strange one for sure.
Tune into ESPN News on Wednesday, June 5th at 9 p.m. for Wednesday Night Soccer when the OKC Energy travels to Albuquerque to face current Western Conference leaders New Mexico United. It's the week's best match for Wednesday night, June 5th. You can check that out on ESPN News. What a season, inaugural season it's been for New Mexico, putting 12,000 people in the stadium, having a local hero in Devin Sandoval leading the line for them. That should be a fun one against OKC.
This game is set up to be very interesting. The Red Bull 2 have to break them down now. They have to attack the game like they've been doing, but they're down. North Carolina has to find a way away from home, trying to save legs to win this game. So it's set up really nice for us now.
North Carolina still some good pieces on the bench, so Dave Sarakin will have to decide how he looks to rotate his players in lieu of not just a midweek game coming up, but like 3 straight away games. This is the first of 3 away games, and for a team sitting in 6th place, those games come against Hartford in last place, but then at Tampa Bay, who are currently in 1st. And then they have a matchup against St. Louis FC, one of the top teams in the league as well. So a heavy schedule for this North Carolina team over the next few weeks.
Yeah, never easy playing away from home. So you figure you're going away in 3 games, you can get 4 points. It's always positive.
And they're sitting on potentially 3 to start it out here. An early lead on the road against New York Red Bulls, too. Of course, plenty of time for anything to happen. And as I said last year, a 91st minute equalizer in their first matchup and a 78th minute winner for New York in the second matchup. So plenty of late drama between these 2 teams. Scarlett heads that one down for Kilwine.
The game is very stretched. If you look at the back line of North Carolina and their front line, there's about 50, 60 yards of difference, and you'll see the same amount of distance in the Red Bull 2 team. So I think that's why you're seeing a lot of these end-to-end chances, because both teams are very stretched out and there's no compactness to either side.
Rito to the feet of Lemma, and the fans thought it was inside that post, but it was very close.
Really good strike there, first time on the turf. It's really good.
We've seen Rito get forward from that right back spot. Mike, he's someone who all season you've pointed out as pushing the attack down that right wing.
Yeah, I like him. He has a burst of speed. He seems as a very intelligent player, and he's been very positive in the game, both defending and attacking.
McCabe turns under pressure, not able to keep possession. Lemma knocked down, but still gets up, plays it over the top. Jorgensen taps it by Tambakis, but can't find the inside of the post.
Really amazing pass there. That's one of the best passes you'll see anywhere. I'm not sure if it's the right pass at the right time, but it's really, really good pass.
Lemma gets knocked down, gets up, and still able to clip it over the top. And now Tambakis has been put under a little bit of pressure in that North Carolina FC goal.
Yeah, it's been end-to-end. It's great for the fans. It's great for the neutrals watching. It's been end-to-end and really stretched.
Taylor into the feet of Spies. Miller cuts in. Can't keep possession, and now New York are able to recover it. Dangerous pass back there from Epps. Mike, when a game is stretched like this, when you notice that, whether your coach or on the field, what do you do to try and alleviate it? Or do you not want to?
It's I think you always want to be compact to some extent. So if you're attacking, you want the back line to be pushed forward, and you sort of what it looks like at this moment. You want to have some cohesiveness in the group, so they've got to be moving together. And if you're the coach, I'm not sure really how you get that message across, but you want to make sure that your front line and your back line is close enough so that you guys can defend together and attack together.
Spies flicks it on for Lomas. Kilwine able to beat him there. Kilwine in his first year of professional soccer out of Florida Gulf Coast University.
It's even in this instance now, the ball goes forward, and they might be tired. It's the beginning of the game. They might be catching their second win. But the ball goes forward, and the back line needs to immediately push up as fast as they can to get that shape that they want, and a little bit slow.
Fans, you can follow New York Red Bulls 2 and the rest of the USL Championship all season long on ESPN Plus, home to USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Join the over 2 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN Plus and watch the championship every week. Go to ESPNplus.com. As I said, US Open Cup, every single game available for you there. Some of the European Youth Championships going on right now. Copa America as well coming up, going to be on ESPN Plus. It's like summer, you're like, oh no, soccer, and then it's like USL, MLS, Copa America, Women's World Cup, U20 World Cup just kicked off yesterday, so we don't have to stress. Plenty more to watch as Spies goes wide. And the shot right on Loro. And Iwalo looking for a second goal against New York Red Bulls too. Didn't do a whole lot with the shot.
Yeah, North Carolina has been playing great. Game stretch, it's benefited both teams, but it's certainly benefited them. Good strike there. You'd like to see it, like I've said before, you'd like to see it go across the face of the goal so that you can get a second chance at it, rebound or whatnot.
North Carolina right now having their way with New York as Spies takes this one. Another header and almost a second goal off a corner kick. But Mike, North Carolina looks extremely comfortable right now, sitting, countering, and when they counter, they know exactly who they want to go to, and they've been dangerous almost every time.
It's been really composed from them in the attack. You'll see a lot of times when teams attack, they somehow find a way to screw it up with the wrong pass or too fast or too much. Like I spoke about before, it's a lot of it is decision making and the simplicity of the game. How simple can you be and how effective can you be in the game? And in these situations, most times they found the right pass, the simple pass, and they finished with a shot or a chance on target.
Rito into the feet of Stroud.
But certainly it's been a positive start from both teams, attacking-wise.
So far, opening 14th minute goal from the center back Sam Brotherton, the lone strike. Epps now getting into the box. And finally, the recovery and the defensive tackle made for North Carolina. And their left back Aaron Guillen. And now Stroud coming forward, a quick shot from him, and it'll go wide.
Yeah, really good play from Epps there. Awesome control down the wing. Certainly exciting player to watch 1v1. He beats his man there, gets inside, and then again, just the decision making that last moment. Can you be really good in that last moment to find the right player or to get a shot on, finish with a shot on target?
Epps has already had one good look in this game, but Mike, that's the big question, not for just Epps, but this whole team. Tom Barlow, their leading goal scorer, was tied for Golden Boot in USL. He signs a Major League Soccer contract, scored against Atlanta United in MLS in a victory. He won't play as many minutes with this team now. Derek Etienne, Brian White, they both have 2 goals. They won't spend the bulk of the time with this team. So now this team's got to figure out where the goals come from. All of a sudden, after they've played well over the course of the first 8 games.
I think Jorgensen will find this level very comfortable for himself, and he really does have a lot of qualities, and he just needs to find himself. He scored 3 goals a couple games ago, and he has a lot of talent. So I'm sure he'll get plenty of goals. And Epps and Mines have been very effective when I've watched them play.
Mines now on the ball. Jorgensen a hat trick in a 5-0 win against Birmingham here. He's already had 2 or 3 good looks this game. Corner kick coming now for New York. T.S. Jorgensen, the 19-year-old young designated player signing for the New York Red Bulls out of Denmark.
Yeah, Jorgensen is interesting. He doesn't really give you that center forward feel physically, and what Barlow or maybe White would give you.
Lemma takes this corner. It's knocked away on the far post. Chance coming for Kofi. That one's blocked by Spies. Rito trying to keep it in the attack. He does enough. And Kofi pressured here. And New York go all the way back.
Yeah, he doesn't give you that. Jorgensen doesn't give you that center forward feel, really. He's a technical player and he's good, but in those moments in front of the goal, you'd like to see him make a little bit more space for himself with his body, with his physique, and finish with shots on target.
Stroud now deep in the corner. Was 3rd in the league in assists last year. Is the all-time leader for New York Red Bulls, 2 in assists. A lot of the offensive load's going to fall to Jared Stroud's shoulders here for the rest of 2019. Had a stoppage time equalizer at Ottawa 2 weeks ago to steal this team a point. Rito beats the first defender, and Miller comes over to help. When you talk about center forward's natural size, and did BWP, does he fit in those boxes?
No, but he reminds me of like a Filippo Inzaghi or these strikers that are just, they've got a knack for scoring goals, and they're fantastic. Really sneaky quick, sneaky smart guys who are in the right place at the right time. so clever. And when you have a striker like that, I think you can pair him with a big number 9 and play him. And a guy like Brad could run off of him a lot. But both different, they're totally different types of strikers, and both of them are very effective. I think Jorgensen, for me, is more like a withdrawn striker, someone who can hold the ball up, and it seems to me like he has the technical ability to have some really clever finishes and be a good player, but he's not. I'd struggle to see him as a lone center forward.
Has the speed for sure to be a threat on that front line. Ball up the field for Stephen Miller. Pretty pumped up that you just mentioned Pippo Inzaghi. Probably the ultimate player who would be offside 7 times, touch the ball 4 times, and still get man of the match because he scored a goal.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen him score some ridiculous goal where he goes to kick it, like whips it off his head or something. But he's just really such an interesting player in terms of you don't really know what the best part of his actual game is, but he scores goals.
And that's how you win games.
Super quick, super clever, and just those natural-born goal scorers like Brad and like Inzaghi and like many of them around the world that are some of the world's best. They just have something about them that they're just good at scoring goals.
Beautiful sequence from North Carolina flying forward. It was end-to-end passing all the way across the back line. DJ Taylor getting forward along with Iwalo. North Carolina FC really looking comfortable in this one. And now New York looking to go back the other way. Stroud picks this one up. He gets by Kamsia. Can't find a teammate on the far post. Jared Stroud out of the New York Red Bull Academy, Colgate University. 3-time All-Patriot League in his college career. Left as the career leader in assists at his school. Now the career leader in assists for New York Red Bulls too. But you see a little frustration from him at the end of that play.
Yeah, that last little bit of that play, putting that together. There's so many good players and talented players, especially American players, that can very good with the ball, fast, strong, can take guys on 1v1, and it's just that last little bit that sometimes is missing for me in terms of decision making and final product.
We saw that today with the USU 20 team falling 2-1 to Ukraine. A group of talented players dominating possession, just could not find that second goal. A lot of those players coming out of USL. A number of players playing for other nations as well, both in the U20 World Cup and the upcoming Gold Cup. A number of USL players named to rosters, a bulk of the Haitian roster coming out of USL, including Derek Etienne Jr. from New York Red Bulls too, and Mishak Jerome, one of the leaders of that team, playing now in El Paso. We mentioned Jordan Scarlett on the preliminary roster for Jamaica, as was Junior Flemings, currently in Phoenix, a former champion with New York Red Bulls too. The USL continues to grow, continues to be a major part of the soccer landscape in this region. Spees there, catches Kofi from behind. North Carolina looking to break once again. Kilwine can't do anything in possession, but able to snuff out the initial attack. Loro there. Decides to get a little creative and then puts it out of bounds.
Yeah, for me there, Kilwine just makes it too easy. You know, he's got plenty of time to play the goalkeeper or maybe even turn. Plenty of great speed down, chasing that ball down and getting it, but then just making it so easy to kick it out of play.
DJ Taylor's been flying forward from right back all game. Matt Cross takes a deflection, and Laura will catch it. Don't forget you can get updates and alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com. Search for New York Red Bulls 2, North Carolina FC, and then click the follow button to keep up with the latest news and scores, plus get reminders on New York Red Bull Sioux next match. You can go to ESPN.com now and click follow for your club. Epps goes wide for Rito. Ball clipped back in. Comcia the first one to it. And now Miller clears to Spies. Mike, that first pass out of the back from North Carolina is just, they know exactly where it's going, and Spies or Lomas or Iwalo's been in the right spot every single time.
Yeah, like we mentioned earlier, it's so stretched that there's so much spacing behind the midfield, between the midfield, Red Bull midfield, and their back line. So you dunk a ball in there, and Spies is getting onto it, or Lomas is getting onto it, and they're holding the ball up well, playing it back and spinning. It creates a lot of trouble for the Red Bull back line.
We've seen chances come in flurries in this game. 5-minute stretches where North Carolina's had 2 or 3 looks, and then the flip side for New York. But New York has not found the breakthrough yet, and Spies looking to double the lead. Early shot. Laurel spills it for a half second and then recovers.
The spaces are massive. You can see if you're watching this game, the spaces between the back line and the midfield line is like 30, 40 yards. So they're having so much joy. North Carolina's having a lot of joy.
Yanez now flying forward. Goes wide for Mines, who's onside. Going back to his right foot, clips it to the far post. Doesn't find a teammate. And a foul now will go against Stroud. Mike, it's almost one of those scenarios where it's like too much time. All of a sudden, everyone feels like they have to take a shot or have to hit an early cross when you've got more time if you want it.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a lack of composure, in my opinion, in the final third. And Red Bull system is built to win balls high and go straight to goal when there's spaces. And normally when you're winning the ball from the other team's open from playing. You're winning a ball, you're finding tons of spaces to run into. And if you're running hard, you'll get chances. But the system does struggle a little bit, in my opinion, when they're down a goal, because the other team can sit back a little bit, clog up the middle, 2 lines of 4, and make it very difficult. And then with a lack of composure, it's pretty easy to defend against.
Lemack gets that one caught in his spokes. Goes wide. Taylor makes the tackle. What a performance so far from DJ Taylor, the young right back for this North Carolina FC team. Just 21 years old, out of the North Carolina Academy.
You'll see in this picture now, you see 4 across the back and you see 4 across the midfield with 1 guy in front of them. Very difficult to break down. You need to be composed, I think, in these situations.
Epps lines up a long shot. It takes a deflection. Unfortunate for Tambakis, it goes out for a corner kick. New York Red Bull Sioux trailing 1-0 here at home. They've only lost 1 home game all season against Loudoun United just about a month ago. Coach Woleneck's side, though, chasing here. Late in this first half, it'll be Stroud to serve this corner. Stroud floats this one in. Headed up on top of the 6. Scarlett wins the second header. Lemon now trying to bring it down. Surrounded by white shirts, gets it up to Stroud. And then Iwalo tackles it off of Stroud and out for a throw in. Doesn't feel like the type of matchup where set pieces is really where New York's going to find most of their success. A lot of size on the field for this North Carolina team.
Yeah, and you could see they struggle a bit with set pieces against them in their own box. North Carolina's been good. They've gotten a few chances already in their goal from it. In these situations, when North Carolina's sitting back like this with 2 lines of 4, it does become difficult, and I think that the space is on the sides of the field.
Space right now for North Carolina flying forward. Spies looking to hit early. Kilwine comes over, but it was a 3-on-2 for North Carolina. That first pass taking them just a little too wide. Rito now charging forward. Slips it in for Jorgensen. Tambakis makes the save, and the flag goes up. And then you see Jorgensen there.
Yeah, he's done well there. See, in my opinion, all the best center forwards play in between the 2 center backs. You see him, he's timing his run in between the 2 center backs there. sometimes rather than running in behind, you can almost hold your run in between the middle of them. And if a ball gets played into your feet and you're good enough and quick enough, you just take a touch forward and you're in. Sometimes when you're a younger striker and you're eager, you like that running behind. I know I've done that a lot.
Jorgensen looked like a little frustrated from Rito. Maybe wanted that pass even earlier. Stroud now hounded by McCabe. Finally gets it to Mines, who has it knocked away by Fortune. And out for a throw-in. Tommy McCabe and Jared Stroud. Two Jersey guys going head-to-head right now in that central midfield. Mines flying forward. McCabe makes that tackle. The back heel from Spies to launch the attack. Into the path now of Lomas.
Yeah, it's so difficult. Rebel 2 have tried to attack the middle of the field there so many times, but when they're set up, there's really no space in the middle, and it becomes really, really difficult to get anything going in the middle part of that field there. I think, like I said, the space is on the flanks for sure. You need to exploit the flanks and get crosses in the box.
And, of course, Tom Barlow, about 6'2". Jorgensen, 2 or 3 inches shorter, so the same target as Taylor gets forward. Saved by Loro. Follow up from Iwalo. A bicycle kick attempt, and then it's buried in the back of the net. Stephen Miller.
Awesome finish. Really fantastic finish there. But it's been coming. You can see their chances are more threatening and more dangerous.
What
really
a
awesome
goal
finish.
for this North Carolina FC team. It looked like Lomas was going to get the highlight reel goal at first as Taylor created the whole play with his dribble. He's been phenomenal all first half, and then Miller drives that one to the far post.
Yeah, nothing the goalkeeper can do there again. I mean, it's just such a good shot. Just it's so fast, comes through and hits the top corner. But the defending for me is really, really poor. I mean, guys sort of just hanging their foot in there. That's got to kill John to see that, John Wolniak to see that. That sort of kind of half-hearted defending.
Stephen Miller's third goal of the year. That one's knocked away. 29 years old. He was one of the greatest attacking players in Colgate history for Jared Stroud's career. Former Patriot League Offensive Player of the Year. Miller now has been with North Carolina for 4 years, having one of his best seasons ever here in 2019. There's a beautiful finish, a 2-0 lead for North Carolina FC. This game has gone to perfection. They've defended with numbers. They've kept New York frustrated in the attack. And then with Ben Spies pulling the strings, they have been lethal on the counter. And Dave Sarakin's side is going to be ecstatic when going into halftime. He has seen a whole lot of soccer, but his team has played this first half to perfection.
Yeah, you're seeing it over and over again. It's interesting. You'll see Rebel 2 is down, so they're attacking. They're attacking the middle part of the field. They're a little bit overeager with their passes and with what they want to do. They're getting the ball stolen from them. The front two guys, Spies and Lomas, have been playing fantastic. They're dunking a ball into them. One guy's laying it off, the other guy's spinning, and before you know it, they're on the counterattack the other end. It's happened so many times. They've gotten their 2 goals essentially from those types of attacks, and it's just happened. It's just been a pattern that's happened over and over and over again. Cheap giveaway from Red Bull 2. North Carolina gets the ball. The 2 strikers have been fantastic. Hold up play. They dish it off, spin. I mean, if you're watching Lomas, if you're a center forward or you're a young kid out there, if you watch Lomas' movement, right before the ball gets into him, he's very difficult to defend. Right as the ball's coming in, he's spinning off and running into the channels, and it's really hard to defend against.
First yellow card of the game shown to Dre Fortune, one of the North Carolina FC Academy kids. Almost was a member of New York Red Bulls too earlier in his career. Trialed here in New York, was offered a contract by New York Red Bulls too, but chose instead to move on in his young career. Signed up with the Rochester Rhinos before joining North Carolina in 2017. So you see what North Carolina's done well. If you're John Wolyniec, what's the message to your team at halftime? What's the focus? How do you try and get back in this one?
I think they need a little bit more composure in the final third, and composure can easily get mistaken for slowing the game down too much. I think there still needs to be a quickness to the game, a sharpness to the game, an intensity to the game, but they need to get the ball wide and cross more balls in, and there's got to be a more direct plan for attacking them.
If you're looking forward at potential substitutions, not a lot of attacking options for Coach Wolyniec. As we've said numerous times here, when his players do well, that sometimes means they're no longer available to him. So with Tom Barlow gone, Brian White, Derek Etienne Jr., he's got an academy kid in Sal Esposito, who would make his pro debut, Sebastian Elney, who's got 5 appearances in USL, as well as Janos Luba, who's played at both wing and fullback out of Fordham. Mines now coming in field, into the feet of Stroud. Back to Mines. Now for Epps. Epps gets some space. Couldn't get that shot to dip quick enough.
Better there, better composure. Waiting for the setup for this shot. Good movement, good individual play there as well. But when they're overloaded on one side and when there's so many in the middle, if you just are patient and keep switching the ball from side to side, there's going to be an imbalance somewhere. And if you're patient enough and good enough, you'll find it.
The best looks of this game have fallen to Marcus Epps and Matthias Jorgensen for this New York Red Bull 2 side. They haven't been able to find that final strike. This ball gets floated into the crowd right in front of us. A perfect day to come out for families and soccer fans here in the New Jersey area to start Memorial Day weekend. What a better way to do it. To watch some of the best young players in the world. We've got 2 clubs that have produced players who have started over the last week for the USU 17 team, for the U20s, and been called up for the full U.S. national team. So if you have the opportunity to come watch, you know you're watching players who are going to go on to great things. Chris Gloucester won a USL championship with New York Red Bulls 2 in 2016. Started for the U.S. against Ukraine earlier today. Lemma floats this one in.
Fantastic ball.
Now Jorgensen trying to find a teammate. Immediate North Carolina looks to break. This one might fall for Ben Mines. Now Kofi switching it for Lemma. Lemma looking for the feet of Epps, and it's cleared by Comcia. North Carolina FC backline has held up to everything New York has thrown at them here in this first half. And the away side have been clinical on the counterattack. A 14th minute goal from Brotherton off a corner kick. A 38th minute goal from Stephen Miller.
North Carolina's played fantastic. They've done well. They've hit on the counter. They defended well. A lot of the defending has been two lines of 4, and they've been shifting together and not leaving a lot of space. Really difficult to play against. Easy to say from up here that you need to get the ball wide and get it in, but it's really difficult to play against.
North Carolina doing what you have to do to get road results as we enter a minimum of 2 minutes of stoppage time. Paulo, our 4th official. Has been a lot of work to do for Sylvia Petresco. Pretty straightforward first half, just 1 yellow card. Not much controversy between these 2 teams yet, but we saw plenty of it last year, so we know these two groups. A little animosity. Stroud now coming forward. Gets it wide for Lemma. Taylor goes to ground, can't win the ball. And Lemma's cross is knocked away. been that man, Lemma, so far. As Mines puts the cross in, the deflection comes off Stroud. It's been when Lemma overloads really to a side or to an area where the New York's been able to find a little bit of attack.
Yeah, certainly. He's done well. It's difficult. I know they're losing, but they haven't played poorly at all. In the attacking third, they've been all right. They've looked for chances. It's been a little, some cheap giveaways and some lack of composure, but really they've had the right intentions and they've done well so far. And when Lemma is overloading a side, it's essentially what the function of a true number 10 is. The function of a true number 10 is to overload one of the sides. Any side that the number 10 is on, that's the side that you want to play on, because that's where you have your numbers, your numerical advantage.
Lemma's been coming higher and higher as this game's gone along to match up alongside of Stroud and bring a little bit more into the attack. That one clipped right down the middle.
See, those types of balls they kill momentum, and they're such cheap giveaways. They're so easy to defend against. I mean, the defenders are getting a rest, everyone's getting a rest, and you can't build any momentum with those cheap giveaways to the goalkeeper.
First game of Memorial Day weekend in the USL Championship. For anyone out there just tuning in, while it looked like a bit of a surprise, scoreline correct. North Carolina FC on the road right now, putting New York Red Bull Sioux down on the mat, leading 2-0. Mike, you go into this halftime locker room. What's your number one message for Coach Wolyniec to his team?
Yeah, I think that the defending's been a little poor, lackadaisical stuff, and that's got to be better. But for sure, a little bit more patience in the final third, and the game is still there for them. They've played good, and they've got a lot of quality.
New York Red Bull Sioux coming off a loss, looking to move back to first place in the East. But for North Carolina, they would jump up to third with a win here. The perfect way to start a road trip. New York leading in possession 60-40, as they have been all over the away team. But it's been North Carolina with the efficiency. A 14th minute goal from Sam Brotherton, his second of the year, and then a 38th minute strike. One of the best goals we've seen from Stephen Miller. The counterattack has just been clean from North Carolina.
Like you said, I couldn't say it better myself. The efficiency has been much more. You know, they've hit on the counter. They defended well, and they've attacked well in terms of efficiency, and they've been dangerous. They scored two goals, sort of ball bouncing around in the box, and two good finishes, but they've been more effective.
New York Red Bulls too, banging on the door, but it's been North Carolina who have burst through 2 goals in this first half to start this away run. We've got more action coming up for you here on ESPN+.
With MSG Go, the game goes where you go. So you can watch live Red Bulls games anywhere you want. It's free and easy because if you get MSG, you get MSG Go. Watch your favorite team wherever you are with MSG Go, presented by Lexus. Download it for free where you get your apps.
What a perfect way to start Memorial Day weekend. Dollar hot dog night. The sun just setting at MSU Soccer Park. A nice cool 65 degrees for this one, as the away side has a 2-0 lead. We came into this game, Mike, looking at Marius Lomas for this NCFC team, and he has been dangerous at center forward.
Yeah, he hasn't scored, but his movement's been fantastic. If you're a center forward and you're a young guy watching, like I said earlier, definitely take a look at his movement and what he's doing. He's causing a lot of trouble. It's
been all on the counterattack, but it's been efficient. He's been good setting up Ben Spies, as well as Miller and Taylor coming off the wings and giving them space to get into the attack. And on the flip side, we want to see how Jordan Scarlett would lead an inexperienced back line, getting the call up to the Jamaican preliminary camp. And it's been a rough outing so far for the New York Red Bull 2 backline.
It's been a little bit disjointed for sure, so he's been left out to dry a few times. But also, Lomas' movement has dragged him out into spaces he doesn't want to be. Center backs want to be in the middle of the field, and he's been dragged out to the flanks a few times now. But he's played particularly well when he's come into action. His individual plays he's been good.
Jordan Scarlett, the most experienced New York Red Bull 2 player. This man, Jean-Christophe Kofi, technically in his second year with the team, but did not appear last year after coming out of UVA, was a DC United Academy player. His rights were traded to New York Red Bulls. This is his first season with the club, originally from Ivory Coast, raised in the DMV area, and then a monster career over 3 years with UVA, including a national championship for him. And right now, he is trying to find the goals for his team. Does New York Red Bulls 2 have the answers? We'll find out coming up here on ESPN+.
Phoenix coming out the other way. Junior Fleming's leading the charge. Numbers forward for Phoenix. John trying to go back for Flemings. Flag stays down, back across, solo!
We're underway right off the bat. Here's Justin Dillon moving up the middle. He's going to push that ball wide toward Gonzalez. Gonzalez, a first touch cross back inside for Dillon, and a goal! Less than 10 seconds!
Poku slicing through. Quadro Poku! Score! Tejada again!
Lomas kicks it to his right, crosses it underneath Miller, and it's knocked away. Spangenberg deflects it, laying out and making the save.
It's a great save again.
Acquired a backstage pass. Doyle recovers. Aduro 1-0.
Go to work to the byline, crossing in. It's a goal! Again, Jerome Kiesewetter.
It's Braider! What a hit!
It's electric. Into the box, a strike, and a goal.
Kiesewetter knocked away by Zell.
What a save for Brian Myers!
The most dangerous player, perhaps in USL League One. Pepe curls! Ricardo Pepe, brilliance!
Looking to get that right foot off for an incredible one-handed save by Kevin Silva.
Developing situation, Jones. Jones on the move, Jones with a shot! Rips it off the right post. Another opportunity, and the strike is true.
JC Banks now, letting it rip from deep. What a save by Hara!
Cablante, back of the net. 42nd minute.
Poland the second go, falls through, saved by Fitzgerald. Oh, what a stop.
These fans out here looking to see if the New York Red Bulls 2 can move back into first place with a win here today. But you see for North Carolina FC right now, everything to play for. Sitting in 8th place with a win, they would move into 4th place to start the weekend. And as we said, this is the beginning of a 3-game road stand. So North Carolina FC, a lot to decide for them in the standings in this. A big month coming up, including Open Cup play as well. You take a look at some of the results already from this week. Charlotte Independence hanging on for that 0-0 tie. Memphis 901 after beating New York Red Bulls U23s in the U.S. Open Cup, drawing with Swope Park Rangers and Nashville SC. Started the year slow, but they have started to cruise here down the stretch in the Eastern Conference here in the USL Championship. Take a look around the league. I talked about it a little, but 38 players named to provisional Gold Cup rosters out of USL across the Caribbean, Central America, and of course the US and Canada. Charlotte's Andrew Gutman, on loan from Celtic, was named to the USMNT provisional roster. Don't forget that'll also partially be an Olympic roster, as they're a group of U23s that will train with the first team. Kevon Frater cruising in USL action. His hat trick giving him the Golden Boot lead with 10 goals. And you look out west, New Mexico in their first year, 21 points from just 12 matches right now, ahead of Fresno FC, who got a big midweek victory over the Austin Bold, 1-0. Those two ahead of the Portland Timbers and Phoenix Rising. And Mike, when you look at this game and you look at the stats, we said it going into halftime, 60-40 for New York in possession, but 8-8 in shots. So it's been possession, but not more dangerous for New York.
Yeah, they've had a lot of possession. It's just the way the game shaped up, in my opinion. North Carolina gets 2 goals, and they're sitting back defending compact. They're in front of they're in their own box defending, and Red Bull have been controlling the game a little bit, but they haven't had any. They've had some good chances, but they haven't gotten the goals yet.
These two teams have faced off twice before in their history. There was a red card in both of those matches, only 1 yellow so far, as it has not gotten as testy, but we've seen a couple potential flashpoints already. Question marks for these New York Red Bull 2 fans. Where will the goals come from now that Tom Barlow, Golden Boot leader at the time, is now gone from this team? And we will see coming up here. More action from MSU Soccer Park here on ESPN+.
Lema gets it back. He will take a strike.
Played in. Laurel gets a hand to it.
Denied by Laurel from point blank.
He's standing on his head right now.
Marcus Epps finds some space.
Barlow putting it in, back of the net. No slowing down, number 74. New York puts the exclamation point on this one tonight.
With MSG Go, the game goes where you go. So you can watch live Red Bulls games anywhere you want. It's free and easy because if you get MSG, you get MSG Go. Watch your favorite team wherever you are with MSG Go, presented by Lexus. Download it for free where you get your apps.
New York Red Bulls 2 fans out enjoying the beginning of a holiday weekend, the beginning of summer in the Northeast. They thought they were going to be celebrating early on here. Mike Marcus Epps, the best look of the early part of the first half.
Awesome movement, poor finish for me.
Epps trying to open up the scoring for his team as they still look to see who will take over the scoring load. It was not a familiar name to the score sheet. Sam Brotherton, starting center back with his second goal of the year here. This ball bounces off this corner kick.
Yeah, it's a good finish, and it's just poor defending. It's really lackadaisical defending, sloppy.
Brotherton gives his team the 1-0 lead, and they were able to hang on to it pretty comfortably throughout the first half for North Carolina FC. And then it becomes a dream first half. DJ Taylor dribbles through 4 or 5 players, has his chance saved. Lomas goes for the bike kick, and then Miller drills it to the corner.
Yeah, again, slow to defend that, but good finish.
Stephen Miller, the experienced player for this North Carolina team, started his career as a fullback, has slid up the field to take over full-time at that wing position, wearing the captain's armband here for Dave Sarakin, and he gives his team the dream 2-0 lead in this one. And for a North Carolina FC team that is looking to start this road streak well, this the perfect start for them. They'd only scored 1 goal over the last 3 games. They've got 2 in the first half. For New York Red Bulls, they'll be back here at MSU Soccer Park next Friday if you're in the area. And there you see for North Carolina, not an easy run. At Hartford, at Tampa Bay, they host Swope Park Rangers, then they head to St. Louis. And in the middle of that, just to start, a U.S. Open Cup match at home to the Florida Soccer Soldiers coming up this Wednesday. So for North Carolina FC, this could be a crucial 3 points as they head into the month of June, which could be a deciding month for their USL playoff hopes in 2019, their first year under USMNT legend Dave Sarakin. Right now, everything going right for his team in white on the road in New Jersey. New York Red Bulls to get us started here in the second half. David Goss and Mike Grella joining you here on ESPN Plus, the first game of the USL Championship weekend. Plenty more to come, though, over the course of this weekend in the USL Championship and USL League One. Always soccer on for you to enjoy. Indy 11 hosting Nashville tomorrow for a big Eastern Conference matchup. The Austin Bull trying to rebound from their midweek loss to Fresno, hosting New Mexico. Plenty of other big games this weekend as well, including the Las Vegas Lights against Tulsa. And of course, every Friday night at MSU Soccer Park, it is Dollar Hot Dog Night. Like, we are 46 minutes into this game, the Dollar Hot Dogs are already sold out.
They sold out already?
That's how much the people demand it. Next week, I'm going to have to get 4 pregame hot dogs.
How many did you have this time?
Just 1.
Just 1.
Keeping it fit, keeping myself slim. I'm heading into the summer. Beach weather. You always got to be aware.
That's right, absolutely.
But next week, another Dollar Hot Dog Night. Bethlehem Steel on Friday night, 7 p.m.
Okay.
Some good home games coming up. New York Red Bulls 2 hosting Louisville in a rematch of the last 2 Eastern Conference championships. That one on Father's Day here at MSU Soccer Park. So make sure to check that one out if you are in the area. And, of course, you can watch all those games on ESPN+. Aaron Guillen in a back line alongside Brotherton, Kamsia, and Taylor for this North Carolina team. Four-man midfield, Stephen Miller, Andre Fortune, who's down on the ground right now, and Tommy McCabe, the Jersey local, playing in the 6 behind them. And then Ben Spees, Marius Lomas, as well as Donovan Iwalo to round out the lineup for North Carolina, but the sub coming here for NCFC early to start the half. It'll be Graham Smith to come off the bench for Fortune. So you go in, you give your halftime talk, you set all your tactics, and now you come out and you have an injury 2 minutes in for Dave Sarakin's side.
Yeah, it's always difficult when you have an injury. You're hoping the guy that you're bringing on is ready to go and ready to play mentally, physically. And also, you don't know how that affects Sarakin's plan to going into the Open Cup game.
Yeah, another game this week. Graham Smith, 25 years old, out of New Hope, Pennsylvania. Finished his college career at South Florida after transferring from Pitt. Chance coming here for New York early in the half. That one swept away. We expect Smith to come on as a like-for-like change. This is his 8th appearance of the season. 3 starts for him. He made 32 starts last year for North Carolina. His first year with NCFC. Here's a random fact. Graham Smith spent part of 2017 with Central FC out of Trinidad and Tobago as a guest player in the Caribbean Championships. You're allowed to bring in multiple guest players for short times. Central FC just rotated American players they'd bring in for 2 to 3 weeks at a time to play games for them.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
If you want to go down to Trinidad, I can see if they're still doing it. Bring Mike Krella in.
No, I'm out of business now.
Yeah, but Dino,
free
free trip to the beach. That'll get you off your couch every once in a while. McCabe now flying forward. And a yellow card coming here. We saw Stroud show his frustration a little towards the end of the first half. Like that, his 3rd or 4th foul called against him. And we've seen when the ball's gone out of the attacking third for New York, his frustration in not being able to create the chances he wants to.
Yeah, I don't mind that, though. A little bit of bite and a little bit letting North Carolina know that Red Bulls are there. And the defending in the first half was too easy and too soft. And so I don't mind a little bit of bite.
Dre Fortune, who went off with the injury, has the only other yellow card in this game. Guillen floats this free kick in. No one to challenge it except Laura. North Carolina FC coming off a 0-0 draw against Birmingham Legion in their last game. A 2-1 loss on the road at the Ottawa Fury. The game before that, their last victory, a 4-1 win over Hartford Athletic, who so far this year almost every team has beaten when they've matched up against them. They also knocked off their Carolina rival Charleston Battery 3-0 as well.
Good start from Red Bull, too, in the second half. They've had a little bit more intensity, a little bit more speed to what they're trying to do.
That one will go off of Lomas. He thought he'd earned the throw-in. So that'll be New York ball. Scarlett quickly in for Jorgensen. That one goes over young Dane's head. And now a foul right in front of Silvio Petrescu. He blows his whistle early. It's a foul on Yanez, clearly. And Yanez holding his face as like maybe he caught Iwalo's elbow at the end of the play. As the young full Guatemalan international. And you can see Iwalo's arm making contact there.
A little over-eager there to win the ball. A little bit late.
Well,
you like to see the intensity, but he's a little late, and you never can really win the ball from behind.
Dave Sarakin forced into a move early here in this second half. Spies comfortably there on the half turn, puts it into the path of Fortune. Yanez goes to ground there. He wins the tackle and wins the goal kick.
Really good stuff there from Spies. Good turn, good in a good position, good turn, plays it one time across the field. And then good defensive play as well.
Smith, the interception there. Now Miller breaks out of pressure. Flying forward, the big switch for Lomas. He's got Iwalo giving help, and Yanez comes back and wins possession.
Again, Lomas movement, difficult to defend against. You're the center back. You're watching the ball, and he's just drifting off your shoulder, and it's difficult to watch the ball and to see where he's going at the same time.
And you can see for North Carolina's attackers, they know he's going to do something because Miller there immediately breaks forward. He picks his head up looking for Lomas, whether it's the through ball down the line or that long switch.
Yeah, his movement's fantastic, and he's giving his teammates a chance to find him in every play. He's really starting in one way or other, sometimes without even touching the ball. He's starting the counterattacks for them.
Marios Lomas out of Bennebroek, Netherlands, just 24 years old. Played in the VV Nudwik Academy teams. Came to the United States to play a year of college soccer at Creighton. Had 5 goals and an assist in his 1 year. As that shot takes a deflection. Excuse me, it'll just be a goal kick there.
Maybe a little hint of handball there as well.
And Stroud's shot came off his foot awkwardly. No corner kick called. And for New York, Mike, it's been a bright start, but there's similar opportunities to what they were getting in the first half. It's every once in a while getting to the end line and pulling one back across the face of the 6. Not the highest percentage chances, though. There hasn't been that final link-up in the box.
It's really difficult when the other team is putting numbers back there and they're very cautious of what's going on. They understand that they have the lead. So it is difficult, and you've got to be patient with it. Sometimes it can take a bunch of opportunity, a bunch of tries to get it right, to get that pass down.
And
in such a congested area, you know.
Epps looking to do that right there, but you can see it's been tough. And one of the things Coach Wolenek said to us was Mattias Jorgensen training with the MLS side all week. Really only decided yesterday that he was going to play in this game. So this now his 4th appearance with New York Red Bulls too, but he doesn't have maybe the most experience working with this group.
Yeah, John has a very difficult job, and he does an awesome job at it. And getting this team together, getting them on the same page. So many different guys are coming from different situations, so it's always hard. But the team has so much quality, and there is a very clear way of play.
Stroud had a small window there, closed by McCabe. It's been a fun battle between Jared Stroud and Tommy McCabe in this one. Corner kick coming here for New York Red Bulls too. In the same spot that North Carolina scored from in the first half. That one's headed away. Rito throws it in across the field for Kilwine. Kilwine sprays it out wide for Yanez. That one knocked up in the box into the safe arms of Tambakis.
Sort of the Achilles heel to the Red Bull system is when they go down. See this cross here. Awkward defending there. He gets lucky there. That the goalkeeper's allowed to pick that up.
Scarlett looking to head that one back for Loro. Kilwine unsure what was going on around him. Took the safe touch, but awkward defending. Works out in the end for New York. Fans, the USL unveiled its elite youth platform, USL Academy. This allows clubs at all levels across the USL to develop its local youth and compete at the highest level across the United States, including the USL Academy Cup. For more information, visit uslsoccer.com/academy. Corner kick coming up here for New York. Jared Stroud, Chris Lemma, 2 players out of the New York Red Bulls Academy. We have a number of players on the field, including Ben Mines, Evan Loro out of that group. Stroud floats this one and falls in the box. McCabe the first one to it. Tommy McCabe announced himself well to the North Carolina fans with a stunning goal in his first game on loan from FC Cincinnati. Will spend the year with North Carolina FC on loan. See this corner kick, another corner bouncing in the box, but Red Bull's not quite as fortunate as North Carolina was. So you mentioned one of the flaws in the system when you go down early for New York Red Bulls doesn't really fit the style of play that you're put out there to do.
Exactly, because teams are going long or playing on the counter, sitting back playing on the counter.
And a red card here.
Wow.
Donovan Iwalo. A quick reaction from Silvio Petrescu. Dave Sarakin not happy with that call at all. He took out Ben Mines, but it didn't seem like he knew Mines was even coming.
It happened so quickly. I'd like to see a replay of this, but it's definitely a big challenge. Not sure if it's a red card, in my opinion. I mean, look, we have the advantage of getting to see it on the replay, but super late. I mean, super late. Even in real time, it did seem late.
It looked like Iwalo took a long touch, and Mines came in out of the play, but the one thing you see on the replay is his foot kind of go up a little to expose some studs. I think Dave Sarakin not happy with that call, and you can't blame him. It's close if it's a red card.
I think it's a little bit of a stretch for a red card, maybe even a yellow. But I mean, he's late there, and the yellow is warranted. But the red, straight red, interesting.
But as we said last year, 2 matchups, 2 red cards between these two teams. 2019 continuing to follow suit. So now just over 30 minutes for North Carolina FC, up 2 goals on the road against New York Red Bulls 2. Can they hang on?
It goes back to exactly what we were just talking about how this system is built for counterattacking, winning balls high up the field, getting quick chances. But when they're down, and especially in these situations, I found that the Red Bull setup and the Red Bull team has struggled because the other team is sitting back in 2 banks of 4, and there's no longer these opportunities to win balls high up the field and find space. The space is limited. So you've got to be composed. You've got to find spaces. And in my opinion, you've got to get the ball switched from side to side and get balls across the face of the goal. Stick to the plan and not get frustrated. Very easy to say and difficult to do.
Not a lot of opportunities to press when the other team's not in possession for any stretch. And
absolutely.
For New York, they outpossessed North Carolina 60-40 in the first half. Now man up for over 30 minutes in the second half. We might see similar numbers, if not an even bigger difference. Coach Wolenek, he could maybe give his side a goal if he was in there, but.
Oh, if he was in the middle of the box, yeah, he scored a few.
Staten Island Messi, though. Not going to make it out there today. Stroud here with numbers around him. Looking for Jorgensen, but once again, those two cannot link up here.
If you just look at that play again and how crowded it is around them. And talking about there's 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 guys. It's very difficult to create something there.
New York Red Bulls 2 trying to climb out of a hole at home. Man up, 2 goals down. It's been a perfect performance up until this point from North Carolina FC. Donovan Iwalo sent off here in the 59th minute.
Those kind of cheap giveaways there from Rita, they kill you because you're a man up. They don't have much in the attack. They're going to get tired faster. And those cheap giveaways, they cost you a lot of time and a lot of momentum.
And a lot to consider here for Dave Sarakin. He's already been forced into a substitution just 1 minute out of halftime because of an injury to Dre Fortune. As we said, this is the first of 3 away games for them. An Open Cup game coming up in the 3rd round midweek as we see a yellow card here shown to Alex Comcia.
Good play there from Jorgensen. Good hold-up play. Hold-up play is so important. Having played in England, you learn that very quickly. That hold-up play is a very big part of the game.
Kofi now with all 10 white jerseys behind the ball. Epps looking for Jorgensen. Jorgensen breaks into the box. His back heel can't find a teammate. And Guy in there. Some quick footwork in his own box.
Sticking to that plan is very important. It's very easy to get frustrated in these situations. They put some good plays together, some good passes, and they're not really getting much from it just because it's so compact.
Epps here has been one of the brightest attackers for New York. He curls a cross in. Knocked away by Brotherton at the near post. Mines trying to keep it alive. Scoops it to the far post. Taylor knocks it away. Lemma can't get over that shot quick enough, and it's blocked once again by Taylor. What a performance in this game from DJ Taylor on both sides of the ball for NCFC. Early cross played in. Brotherton flicks it on. Rito chasing into the corner. Gardo Rito could run probably for 4 games. The way his fitness looks down that right wing. As Lemma's long shot goes wide. Do you have to hit some of those shots to try and at least make the backline step out to you, or is it a waste?
Yeah, but not like that. No, I mean, I think you do. Sometimes you have to threaten the goalkeeper, especially if you have space and time, if they're going to sit that deep. But sometimes it is a momentum killer. You know, when you're that far out, the odds of you scoring are not much or causing danger with the shot are not much. Sometimes it can be a momentum killer.
Lemma just couldn't get that shooting opportunity to fall to him quick enough on that replay. Miller scored the second goal in this game. For Miller, Spies, Lomas. It's going to be a hard-working second half on the attacking side. North Carolina FC getting prepared to make their second substitution. New York going to make 2 substitutions as well. Janusz Luba comes on for Alan Yanez. Luba in just 3 appearances at fullback for New York Red Bulls 2. Already has 2 assists. Was a number 10 last year at Fordham in college, so brings some good attacking quality. And then Sebastian Elney's going to come on as well. He comes on in place of Edgardo Rito. So it seems like a formation change coming here for New York. Two fullbacks going off, a forward and a fullback coming on. And the final substitution coming here, it's going to be Manny Perez. So a fullback by nature, one of the best young players in the United States. Manny Perez was a star at North Carolina State for his 1 year in college. Longtime U.S. Youth International. Signed with Celtic in December of 2018. Played in U20 World Cup qualifying for the U.S. after that, making 2 starts and 4 appearances, and now on loan with his hometown club from the Scottish Giants. And he's coming on here to try and help secure his final 25 or so minutes and steal what would be a massive 3 road points.
It looks to me as if Red Bull 2 have gone to 2 strikers, which I think is a good move in this situation.
Sebastian Elney, his 6th appearance for New York, just 1 start so far.
And you have to applaud the defending of North Carolina. They've done well. It's not easy to defend crosses and what Red Bull have thrown at them. They've fared well.
You can understand taking off 2 fullbacks, bringing on a forward, getting a little bit more attacking So it looks like Ben Mines is going to slide out to the right side to give a little cover there. Space here for Lemma. His shot off the post and back out.
Good chance there. Good strike.
The best look of the second half for New York. And Chris Lemma has had a number of looks himself. Was inches away. Luger's cross knocked away, and Miller can't chase this one down.
Yeah, that back line in North Carolina is getting so deep and so compact that if that little cutback space is on.
Down the line once again. Epps now keeps possession. The Mines will fill that right side here as Stroud heads this one down. Just a little too far from Jorgensen, and Kamsia collapsing in a heap after that play.
Yeah, really good strike. Gets unlucky because the ball just kind of spins away from him.
Hits it off the inside of the post.
But that cutback area is an interesting area now. And hopefully some of the players have picked up on that. North Carolina's dropped so deep in that the back fours dropped so deep, and even the midfielders, they've left a little bit of space at the top of the box in that play. I think that's the importance of getting the ball down the flanks. When you get the ball down the sidelines, you'll see, if you see the movement of the other team, when you're doing that they have to fall back and they have to respect how deep your wingers are. So when they drop, it leaves that cutback space at the top of the box.
Kamsia able to get back up. North Carolina FC only has the one substitution left to use. David Goss and Mike Grella with you here on ESPN Plus. New York Red Bulls 2 hosting North Carolina FC in USL Championship action to start off Memorial Day weekend. 2 goals in the first half for the away side. Sam Brotherton off a corner kick in the 14th minute. Stephen Miller, his 3rd goal of the season in the 38th minute to give North Carolina the 2-goal lead. But now down a man after the red card to Donovan Iwalo. New York Red Bulls 2 knocking on the door. This one clipped in. Scarlett wins the header. We can't get it anywhere near the goal.
Yeah, both teams are doing exactly what they need to do. Rebel 2 are asking all the questions. They've done well. They're getting chances. They're aggressive. They've closed a lot of space. You know, North Carolina is a man down, but they've stayed in the game. They're defending well. They're shifting together. They're keeping their compactness.
Select is the official supplier of the USL Championship and many of the finest leagues in the world. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. Luba now tearing down the left wing. Janos Luba out of Fordham helped lead them to one of their best seasons in the college's history. They were the deepest unseeded team in the NCAA tournament in 2018. Mines with space. The cutback once again. Stroud's shot is blocked. It goes out only as far as Scarlett. Stroud back on the ball, finds Jorgensen. White shirts surround him, and now back out in the restart of the attack. Not a whole lot of time around that box for New York to make decisions once they get on the ball.
Yeah, for me, I think the plan has to be fairly clear. Oh, good movement.
Perez flying up the right side and looking for the path of Lomas.
I think it's got to be pretty clear what Red Bull 2 need to do. They need to get the ball wide and get balls across the box or in the cutback area. I think you're seeing that that's where they're finding their success.
Lomas cross is blocked. Kofi now goes down in a heap, losing that one to Manny Perez. Move into the feet of Stroud. Stroud's had a frustrating night so far. one almost in the path of Epps. Now Stroud once again. His cross blocked immediately off his foot. Final 20 minutes or so to play here. North Carolina FC up 2 goals, down a man on the road. Mines his cross just past Elney.
Really good cross, really good play. I mean, like I said earlier, it has to be clear from John and from the guys on the field that the space is out wide. When teams sit back, they're central and they're really compact. So the space is out wide. So if the space is not on one side, you quickly move the ball to the other side until you get the look that you want.
That's why I thought it was interesting that you'd understand attack for defense, but Edgardo Rito has given them some of their best width from the right back spot. He was one of the players withdrawn to bring on Elney and Luba.
Yeah, he's an exciting player to watch as well, and I think it's smart that they went to 2 strikers. I'm not exactly sure why he took Rita out. It's not as if there's loads of space to actually run into, so maybe he's going for, I'm not sure, someone who he thinks Mines can maybe has better quality or better technical ability with the ball, or can read maybe unlock the defense a little bit better. I'm not quite sure.
Perez here. He's able to win the throw-in for his team. One of the things we've come to see for this North Carolina FC club, they are able to produce attacking fullbacks, to say the least. Perez, already 2 goals, 2 assists this year. Had 6 goals and 9 assists as a fullback at NC State. Adam Armour, the USU 17 starting left back, an academy signing right now on this team. We've seen what DJ Taylor's done here today. A lot of great talent coming out of the NCFC system. Smith plays quickly. Kilwine there, trying to handle that one as it hung up on him just a little. Time starting to run out for the New York Red Bulls too. This would be the first time all season they've lost back-to-back games. Mines here with the high cross. Bodies go down in the box. The fans appeal for a penalty, but Silvio Petrescu right over that one. Waves play on. Stroud gets a cross away. It falls for Elney. Just couldn't get enough contact on it.
See, they're doing so well, in my opinion, both teams, but Red Bull 2 here have really figured out what they need to do to get into the game. And they've gotten the ball wide. They've switched the ball when they needed to. They're getting balls across the face of the box. You'd like to see someone on the end of those. But North Carolina's getting a little bit lucky here with some of the defending and some of the balls that have gone right across the face of their goal.
And when you go on the road, you always know you're going to give up a chance or two. If the home team can't take advantage, you might be able to get away with 3 points. This would be a big result for North Carolina. Shot from Stroud, and it sneaks into the corner. It hasn't been the easiest of nights for Jared Stroud. He knows he's going to have to carry a lot of the scoring load for this team, and he steps up with his 5th goal.
Really fantastic finish.
And Mike, he doesn't take a touch, which is the first time we've seen a New York player really get to shoot without the defense closing on him.
It was exactly the opposite of what I've been saying the entire time. They play it right down the middle. Really lucky. The defender kind of comes off his foot, and it's the perfect pace to Stroud. He's able to strike it first time. Those don't come so often, but when they do, they're great. You know, when you're standing at the top of that, you get to pick your corner. It's almost like a penalty shot, especially for a player with his technical ability.
So New York finds the breakthrough. Do they have one more in them to come away and steal a point here? North Carolina FC down a man, trying to hang on the road. Luba back into the attack, an early cross to the far post, knocked away by Guillen.
if you're a defender for North Carolina, the last thing you want to do is be facing your own goal, clearing balls. And that's what Red Bull 2 have forced them to do, so it's really good. Also, speaking about the red card, they've got that U.S. Open Cup game. That's a really nightmare situation for them, because when you play with 10 men, you certainly get a lot more tired than when you're playing with 11.
You got to think Donovan Iwalo, who'll be suspended for the next USL game, will get a start in that Open Cup game. But first, they got to get through this one. Lemma with the corner kick. And knocked away on that far post by Guillen once again. The crowd up on their feet into this one. You can hear the drums come alive for the Rampage behind that North Carolina FC goal. Fans starting to stamp on the bleachers as Epps' shot will float wide of that far post. And the final substitution of the game for North Carolina, Robbie Cristo will come off the bench. Marios Lomas didn't get as many touches in the second half, but continued to be a threat up top.
I'm a fan. I really enjoyed watching him play. If you don't know much, you'd think that he didn't really do anything today, but his movement was really fantastic. He's gotten himself into some good positions, and hold-up plays good. Intelligent player. It was fun to watch for me.
And Robbie Cristo, this his 8th appearance in the USL Championship, including his Open Cup game. He's got 4 goals here on the season off the bench. Part of the prestigious alumni group of St. Louis University Soccer, along with some of the best strikers that have come out of the United States. Cristo has spent the last 3 years over in Europe playing in Serie B, Serie C in Italy, as well as in Germany. Now his first year with North Carolina FC. He'll come in and chase a little up top to bring some fresh legs to this North Carolina team. The chance come up from the home fans. New York trying to break through one more time. Lemma's cross goes through everyone. Mines keeping it in on the far side. Clips across to the far post. And Jorgensen gets ahead to it, but couldn't direct it on frame.
Really good bit of play there on the side. 2 against 2, they give it some space. They get a good ball, a little long the cross, but you can see that how much danger these crosses are causing.
Jorgensen rises up on that one, and you could see trying to get the snap on the header, caught it at the wrong time and pushed it wide.
Yeah, I think he's got to do better there, in my opinion. You're number 9, you're a striker. It's pretty clear header there, so you want to at least hit the target. That's why, for me, I think he's a little bit more of a, sort of like a withdrawn second striker. He seems as if he's got a lot of quality in the box and good movement, but in those moments, big number 9s, they're very good in the air.
Don't forget to tune into ESPN News on Wednesday, June 5th for Wednesday Night Soccer, when OKC Energy travels to Albuquerque to face the Western Conference leaders in New Mexico United. It's the week's best match on ESPN. Luba with the early ball for the goal scorer, Stroud. This one falls again for Jorgensen. His shot blocked. Epps trying to keep it alive. And now Miller trying to dribble out of the box and finally clears. Jorgensen, 2 golden chances down the stretch here to try and tie this game up.
Stroud, really good. Stroud, really good movement. I worked with Greg Berhalter last year as the United States men's national team coach now, and we would run that movement. That is his favorite movement of all time, and it's very effective because it pulls the back line out of where it wants to be. It pulls the center backs, and it pulls the wing backs on the other team, the outside backs on the other team out of position. Creates a lot of space in the middle, so that movement is really effective from the winger there from Stroud.
Tambakis blasts that one long as you see Perez put a shoulder into Stroud there. Right in front of the 2 coaching staff. So we've got ourselves the treat here for these final 10 or so minutes. North Carolina FC down a man, up a goal. Trying to hang on here on the road. New York Red Bulls too, with the crowd behind them. Finding the energy off that 77th minute strike from Jared Stroud. New York, can they find one more here? Does North Carolina have enough to get over the line? Corner kick for NCFC. They're not in a rush to take this one. The sun has set here to start Memorial Day weekend. A nice, cool Friday evening. Dollar hot dog night. The first of many this season. As Paris gets the cross away. And a foul will go against him. Scarlett down in a heap, or excuse me, Mines down in a heap behind the play. Mines shifting into the back line off the substitutions from Coach Wolonek. And the trainer will go help Mines, who's laying back behind the goal still. Ben Mines, just 18 years old, still homegrown signing. He has had a number of injuries in his young career. Perez wants a foul call, no call. Now Jorgensen flying the other way. And now New York Red Bulls 2 on a foul called. And Silvio Petresco waves them both off. New York Red Bulls 2 back in possession. And a free kick now coming right on the top of the box.
So much just happened there. I think that was a little bit of a makeup call maybe, because that did look like a penalty to me, hitting the near post. Jorgensen, again, for me, really good movement down the wing, and then a really quality. He moves well. His cross is really good. So I'm not so sure he's a center forward, but
he looked comfortable going down the wing there.
Yeah, and you can tell he's got quality. He's a smart kid, and interesting.
So it'll be a substitution for Ben Mines, who's still off with the injury, limping now back to the bench. It'll be Sal Esposito making his professional soccer debut. Esposito, an attacking player out of the New York Red Bull Academy. Spent time with the Academy team as well as the U23 squad in the USL League 2. What a big moment for him to come into. Stroud over this one. Hits it with his right foot. And Tambakis falling to his goal.
Wow. Awesome strike. Was that saved by the goalkeeper? Really fantastic strike. Good play.
Stroud already one goal from the top of the box here today. Almost had his second. And now Lemma to take. The corner punched away by Tambakis. And a whistle will go in his favor at the end of that play.
The effort from Red Bull 2 is fantastic. The attitude, the intensity to go forward, to push the game. They've really been fantastic. Oh, great strike. I mean, you can't hit it any better than that. It had pace, too. A lot of the times when you see those get saved, it's because it gets over the wall, but it lacks that little bit of pace, and that one had everything it needed. I think the goalkeeper maybe cheated a little bit.
Tambakis has had to make a couple big saves in this one. Maybe not as many, though, as you'd think after his team went man down entering the 60th minute. Lemma clips this one over the top. Jorgensen's header goes.
Yeah, that straight ball from Lemma there, they teach you when you're young. Straight balls and straight runs don't go together. Very rare that you see them come off. It's got to either be a slanted run with a straight ball or a diagonal ball with a straight run. So those straight balls and running into traffic, I think the plan has to be simple here. You got to get the ball, be composed, get the ball on the flanks, and get balls across the face of the box.
Stroud now was looking for the overlap of Luba. Now gets it wide for Lemma. Lemma hits an early cross in. It's headed away at the far post once again by Guillen.
So difficult to defend that ball facing your own goal. Guys are all in around you. It's really difficult. And I know it gets frustrating sometimes. You've crossed 10, 15 times. But you got to stick to the plan.
The MSU Soccer Park crowd up on their feet, trying to will their team onto a result here. This one comes out to Kofi. Kofi not looking to shoot himself. Out for Kilwine, the cross, knocked away once again by Guillen.
Really good stuff. Good defending, good attacking. It's fun to watch.
What a second half it's been for Aaron Guillen, the El Paso, Texas native. That left back, he's had a lot to deal with. And a free kick will go against Esposito there. It looks like it's Graham Smith down behind the play. There are 2 North Carolina FC players down, as the trainer will come on. It's Guillen as well as Smith. And for Dave Sarakin's crew, if they're able to get out of these next 4 or 5 minutes with this, what a job well done for them to go on the road, get the result, and play so long man down.
Yeah, with the man down in the second half, even before the man down, they sort of lost their way a little bit. And whether they got tired or whether Red Bull have played a lot better in the second half, I'm not quite sure. But they definitely, the second half, have not been up to par with the first half. You know, obviously they have the man down, so it's been a little bit of a different half. But Red Bull 2 have been impressive. Sometimes you need to look away from the result and really see what the performance was like and what the intensity was like, and you can't fault them tonight.
Great energy to this game, great quality on both sides.
I think the only thing they lacked in the beginning in the first half was some of the defending was just really soft, really uncommitted, and you know, on some of the set pieces, a little bit lack of attention to detail. But other than that, they're attacking and the ground they've covered and their intensity and their mentality pushing this game. It's been good. It's been very good.
The 4th official has the board in his hands. We've seen a red card. We've seen goals, some injuries here in this second half. We'll see how much time is added on for the home team. And it'll be 5 minutes minimum of stoppage time coming up here. Will that be enough for the New York Red Bulls, too, to try and avoid losing back-to-back games for the first time this year?
I've been impressed with Lorba, who's come on. Tidy player. He hasn't made many mistakes. He's had some good bits of play. He's crossed the ball. He's very simple. I've liked the way he's come into the game.
A light signing for New York Red Bulls, too, after he was drafted by the MLS squad. Wasn't sure if he'd sign or not out of Fordham. Coach Wolinek's, of course, alma mater, but Janos Luba has been very dangerous when he's played. So far, 2 assists from the fullback spot. Another corner kick coming here for New York. Stroud and Lemma. I'm surprised New York taking so much time to take this one. Lemma goes short for Stroud. Up top for Kofi. New York. Maybe not the play they imagined, but Luba serves it in. Lemma back in possession, out wide for Stroud. Stroud's cross is deflected and into the safe hands of Tambakis.
Still plenty of time in this one.
Alex Tambakis saw a shot clatter off the inside of his far post in this second half, made a phenomenal save against Jared Stroud off that set piece just a few moments ago. That might be enough to get his team 3 road points, move them up the standings, but to give them a little bit of a cushion to play off of here. This 3-game road stand, as you said, 3 away games in a row. 4 points is good enough. You start with 3 in the first game. It gives you some leeway going forward. North Carolina FC hosting the Florida Soccer Soldiers. Sorry if you're in the Raleigh area. Don't forget Wednesday night action, winner go home Open Cup game to move on to the 4th round. Kilwine lines up that shot. And Manny Perez who's shown his athleticism in the open field all game. Felt like he got pushed off that ball. He was trying to receive the 1-2. Luba now coming forward. Kofi with some space. Esposito scooped that one over the top. And a strong tackle once again from Guillen. Esposito not being able to find a teammate there.
When teams sit back like North Carolina's doing now, and that scoop pass could be really a lot of danger. Sometimes not even if it comes off, but it gives you a chance for a handball or an awkward balance or anything. And when they're that compact, those scoop passes in behind the line can be effective. It's good idea.
Sal Esposito in his USL Championship debut. Still a Red Bull Academy player. One of 2 Academy players on the bench for this game. Chris Teo as well, who didn't get an appearance in this one. As Kilwine hits that one into the corner, can't find a teammate.
Yeah, even Kilwine there, you'd like to see a little bit more width once he sees Jordan's going to get the ball. Just a little more width, a little more distance from Jordan so that he can get the ball to the other side of the field a little bit quicker. Because you can't forget the ball travels so much faster than any individual can.
Final seconds of this one. New York Red Bulls 2. They've huffed and puffed here in this second half. Right now, they look like they might be going down to a defeat at home. Carolina FC hanging on here. New York with 66% possession in this one. Stroud goes down in the box. Silvio Petresco waves play on. Kofi now creates some space. His shot is blocked. Could that be it? The slide tackle and the whistle goes in favor of North Carolina FC. Jordan Scarlett furious. This New York Red Bull 2 crowd furious as Scarlett gets a yellow card on the end of it. I'm like, that might be it in this game.
I think that's it. I think that's it. And not sure if it's a penalty. I'd like to see the replay. But really good from both sides. North Carolina defended well. You got to applaud them for that.
Just a replay of the foul at the end of this one. Yep. Not of the penalty kick claim. We've heard 2 or 3 of them for New York here in this second half. And that'll be it. A 14th minute goal from Sam Brotherton. The 38th minute match winner from Stephen Miller. His 3rd goal of the season stands up. As New York Red Bulls 2 come out with energy, dominate possession in the second half. They go man up as they enter the 60th minute, and they could only get the 1 goal from Jared Stroud on the back of that one to get them halfway back, but not a result. North Carolina FC, a dream start for them to a 3-game road stand and what is going to be a big week for them. The USL Championship and US Open Cup action on their plate. The New York Red Bulls 2 fall for their 2nd straight game for the first time all season. For myself, Mike Grella, and David Goss, we appreciate you joining us for this one. We'll be back just in a moment with all your post-game coverage here on ESPN+.
Lema gets it back. He will take a strike.
Played in. Laurel gets a hand to it.
Denied by Laurel from point blank.
He's standing on his head right now.
Marcus Epps finds some space.
Barlow putting it in, back of the net. No slowing down, number 74. New York puts the exclamation point on this one tonight.
With MSG Go, the game goes where you go. So you can watch live Red Bulls games anywhere you want. It's free and easy because if you get MSG, you get MSG Go. Watch your favorite team wherever you are with MSG Go, presented by Lexus. Download it for free where you get your apps.
North Carolina FC start their 3-game road stand with the perfect result, 2 first-half goals. And although they give up a red card, they're able to hang on. David Goss and Mike Grella with you here on ESPN+. Let's take a look at the final stats. New York Red Bulls 2 dominating possession, but not the goals. Final thoughts from you, Mike?
Yeah, New York has a lot to be proud of. They played well. They pushed the game. The mentality was there. They created so many chances. Lacked a little composure in the final third, and it became difficult with North Carolina sitting back. On the flip side of that, North Carolina's got a lot to be proud of. Effective football, sat back a little bit. Movement off the ball was fantastic, and the front two were really impressive to watch me.
Every time these two teams match up, it is electric. In 3 all-time matches, 3 red cards between the two sides, and a ton of dramatic and quality goals. Stephen Miller with the winner here today for what is going to be a big week of soccer in 2019 for North Carolina FC. To all of you out there, enjoy your Memorial Day weekends. Thanks so much for starting it with us here on USL Championship Soccer on ESPN+. For myself, David Goss, and Mike Grella, have a great night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.